Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video. I am going to be showing you the contents of my eyeshadow drawer today. When I did my makeup collection I couldn't quite fit the eyeshadow palettes in there as well, otherwise the video just would have been way too long and I know not everyone is a fan of long videos, so I've left it for today. I use the 9 Alex drawers by IKEA. I'm pretty sure every person who does makeup or owns a makeup has these drawers. Like, I found these from watching someone on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure everyone knows what these are. So now, getting straight into the eyeshadow palettes. This is my first one. This is my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I'm obsessed with this at the moment. I did my eyes today with this palette. It is just so up my street. I love a pink and I like an orange colour. And they're super bright as well. These are a different pigment to her first palette. These are slightly more creamier, which I do prefer. Makes them just a tiny little bit more easier to blend. But with the bright colours that is good, because sometimes purples can be quite hard to blend. But this is just like my perfect palette. I absolutely love it. I think both of her Morphe palettes are about £39 each. The next palette is one of my favourites. The second I saw it I was like, oh my god, I need you in my life. But I didn't just stop there. I kind of bought the like PR package you can get on her website, which comes with the eye primer as well and a cute little box that you can display. And this is the Anastasia Novena palette. I'm just obsessed. These are the colours. So this is the palette I went for. This is the Volume 2 one. It is a Pro Pigment palette. I was just so drawn to like the blue colours, and then this pink shimmer down here is absolutely amazing. I just thought it was unlike any of the other palettes I own, and that was why I was kind of drawn to this one the most. But I know she has recently brought out a new one, which I'm absolutely loving the look of as well, so I might have to get that one too. But these are more of the pricey side of palettes. I think the palette alone is £63, and if you want the box with the primer I think that's about £83, something like that. But yeah, I highly recommend these palettes. If you're looking for a good pigmented palette, definitely go for these. Next I have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette. This one I don't use as much because I'm not that into nude colours, but I do reach for these blues here quite often. Very natural, this palette. Got your everyday kind of pinks and kind of like maroon shades in there, like this one here. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I do like it. I dip into the shimmers quite a lot, but just natural colours just isn't for me that much. I think this is the same price as her other one, so like £39. We've got a couple of Morphe palettes to go through next. So I'll start with the 35M Boss Mood palette. I feel like this is one of their more underrated ones. I don't personally see that many people using it, but I do really like it. I think it's got such a unique colour story with the greens and the purples. Ooh, it's unlike any of my other palettes, and I just think it's really unique. The greens I'm really drawn to as well. That's like the one thing I focus on the most. But I do need to use this palette more. I haven't dived into it that much, but it is one of my favourites. I need to experiment with some of my palettes because some of them get a bit neglected and just like stuck in the drawer, but I need to bring them out more. I just have those palettes that I just cling to and I never stop using, and then I'm like, I have so many others, like I should probably use those too. So next I have the 35B Morphe palette. This is kind of an OG palette of mine. It's one of the first palettes I got with bright colours, and this is kind of what made me love makeup today, really. Well, the crazy eyeshadow anyway. It basically is every colour you need for a colourful look, and for £24 it is so pigmented. Definitely worth the buy if you're looking for more of a cheaper palette. One of my most used palettes. Next we have the Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy. Now I just think the packaging of this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't use this that much unless I need a very light base shade, like a light shade of blue or purple, just because pastels aren't really my thing. I prefer much brighter colours, kind of in your face. Yeah, I'm not that big in pastels. I think some of the shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous, especially this one here at the top. It's like glitter embedded in the shadow. But if you are someone that likes pastels, I highly recommend this. Now, taking a break from the bigger palettes, I'm going to show you some of the smaller ones that I have. So first, I'm going to start off with my favourite small palette, and that is the Beauty Bay EYN palette. For £6, this is so amazing. I'd wish that I found this palette sooner when I was kind of struggling for money but really wanted makeup, because this is so good value for money and just so cheap. They do bigger versions as well. I decided to get a small one, like, to start and test the pigment and the consistency, but yeah, really, really nice. I love Beauty Bay's shadows. They are called EYN. Next, I have a Huda Beauty Obsessions palette. My friend actually gave this to me. I am obsessed with these colours, especially this pink here and this blue. That blue is amazing for when you want to darken up the crease in a blue look. So handy as well because of how small it is. You could literally take it on holiday if you feel like you'd want to do a bright look while you're away. So next I have the NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I'd say this is a little dupe for the 35B Morphe palette, just because it has some kind of similar colours. When I've used this alongside my Morphe one, you really can't tell a difference in colours. It's a little less pigmented but blends just as well. And this one's 16, whereas the Morphe's 24, so it does save you a little bit of coin. And small as well, so easy to take around. Now this is another OG palette of mine. I don't use it anymore because it has definitely gone out of date. I'm just kind of keeping it for sentimental reasons. I can't let go. And that is my Kylie bronze palette. This is one of the first palettes she ever came out with. You can tell that when it was used it was loved because I've hit pan on most of the shadows. But it's just, yeah, not my kind of colour range anymore, and also it's definitely out of date. But because Kylie shipping is so much to the UK, I don't tend to buy her stuff that much unless I'm kind of treating myself a little bit. So I'm just keeping this because it was expensive. Now, one of my favourite palettes. If I'm going to do a nude look, this is the palette I will go for. It just has every colour you would need for like a nude eyeshadow look, and it's just super cute. So small, you've got a mirror, and the packaging is like gorgeous. I love this. This is the NARS Assist Wanted palette. Look at these shades, just gorgeous. And you could also do a smoky eye with this look because of the dark brown and the black shade you've got. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Always comes on holiday with me. Very handy. Next I have another Huda Beauty palette. This is the Desert Dust palette. I just love this packaging. Absolutely love it. And the inside, like the mirror is so big. So this is kind of a nude palette, but also you've got some really, really lovely shimmers in there. All of these shadows are super pigmented. This palette does kind of have a lot of fallout, but fallout's nothing to worry about. Doesn't bother me that much. This is my favourite shade. It's a shimmer with kind of blue and purple undertones. Reflects in the light. Gorgeous. Next I have the Luna Beauty Life's a Drag palette. This is by Manny MUA, the YouTuber. I just love this palette because it's so unique. Like you don't see many palettes that are like long. And the packaging is gorgeous. Like on the inside, I'm obsessed. Not that you can really see from the lights, but yeah, I'm obsessed with this packaging. And I just think it's so convenient how you've got your nude shades and then your colour shades and your two shimmers in the middle. The shimmers you can also use as highlights as well. Super convenient palette. You can tell that the pink is the most used. I should really clean that a bit. And next, I'm sure everyone knows about this palette. This is the James Charles Artistry palette with Morphe. I have the mini one just because I thought the big one was a bit too big. I prefer my palettes kind of a little bit smaller, and I just really love the mirror as well. Love all these colours. Again, this is such a pigmented palette. I'm one of those people, like if I'm getting ready at someone else's house or like on the train or anything that's not my room, I often forget a mirror, so palettes with a mirror in are really helpful. Thank you. Next, we have my biggest palette that I have. This is the 39L Hit the Lights palette by Morphe. I believe this was their Christmas edition. I'm not too sure if you can get it anymore. I think that once it's sold out, it will be limited. But check on their website, I'm not too sure. But this is what it looks like. The middle row is kind of designed to be shimmers and highlights, which is really good because you have different undertones in the shimmers, so you can use them for different types of skin tones. I love this palette because it was like 4 influencers made it, so they had like a corner each. And I just think that's really nice because you kind of have 4 different colour stories, so you can do 4 different types of looks with this. So like a smoky eye, a red look, a bright look, then a more like pinky Barbie look as well, which I really love the idea of. And you've got some chunky glitters in here as well, which are always handy to have. Now my last 3 palettes, these are palettes that I haven't used yet, or I just don't use them anymore. So this is my Naked 3 Urban Decay palette. I do think I have to get rid of this now because it's definitely out of date. And I just don't use it that much anymore, just because it's nude shades and I'm not really the biggest fan. And I did buy this quite a long time ago. I think I was about 14 when I got this, so maybe had it for like 4 years now. That's bad. 4 or 5 years I've had it. And at that age, kind of like a light dusty colour was all I really wanted. I wasn't really into your makeup, whereas like 15-year-olds nowadays are fully into their makeup and can do such amazing skills. But when I was younger, that wasn't always the case. So yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan anymore. The colours are just way too light for me. There's not a lot of pigment. This is the only Urban Decay palette I've tried, so I'm not sure what the others are like, and I really, really want to try them. I just spend all my money on palettes and I want to kind of stop doing that a bit more. So this is the Sweet and Tasty I Heart Revolution palette. This was also gifted to me by a friend. I have yet to use this palette, but the blue colours intrigue me so much. And if they are as pigmented as they look, this is going to be so gorgeous. Can't wait to try this out. Those are all for my palettes. I have a couple of single eyeshadows in this little acrylic case. I just got this off Amazon. I think it was like £5, but you got 2 of these and a little stand to put cotton pads in. If I can find it, I will link it because it was a really good deal. I know how expensive acrylic stuff can be nowadays. So these are just mainly Colourpop eyeshadows. So these are the Super Shock ones. So we've got this blue one here called Zoom Ship. This kind of burgundy pink called Don't Leave. I know they change up their shadows all the time, so I'm not too sure if they sell the exact same colours anymore, or if maybe they're named something different. But I'll leave all the brands links below if you want to check out any of the palettes that I've shown you today. This one's a very light green. This is one of my favourite ones. This is called Snapdragon. This is a really nice kind of bronze shimmer called Lightning Bug. And then lastly, this is an orange called Monkey Business. I haven't really been on Colourpop's website for a while now, just because when I first bought my stuff, because they ship with Royal Mail, when it comes into the country you have to pay well, I don't know what it's called, like you have to pay a charge to get your parcel, something to do with the whole shipping of it. So I had to pay £17 on top of $50 that I paid for the stuff. So it was a little bit of a shock because I didn't know that at the time. So when they were like, oh, you have to pay £17 to get your parcel, I was like, what? Not more money. But I definitely want to order some of the stuff soon because I really, really love their eyeshadows, and they're just so cheap as well. It's just lovely. I can't talk. And that is everything for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I'll leave all the brands linked below in case you want to get any of these palettes. I do recommend most of these, especially the Morphe and Anastasia ones. And obviously I don't have all the money in the world, so I haven't tried all the eyeshadows that I can. So if you have any brands that you think are really, really good and are your favourites, just leave them in the comments below and I will definitely check them out. I'm always looking for new makeup and eyeshadow to try. I just think it's so good to change up your routine every now and again. And if you want, you can follow my Instagram. I'll leave that linked below, and you can see this eyeshadow look that I did. I think I posted it, if this goes up when I think it will, I posted this look yesterday if you want to check it out. And I also do about 4 posts every week of my eyeshadow, and if you want to get any inspiration, then head over. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.